Hashtag Grammy So White seems to be over. Jay-Z's 444 album earned him 8 nominations, while rapper Kendrick Lamar comes in second with 7 nominations. Even newcomer Childish Gambino, actor Donald Glover, who happens to be the ATL series creator, is up for major awards. The list goes on and on. Now, the Grammys' troubled past with diversity has seemingly reached a turning point. This is also the first year the Grammys used online voting for its main awards. Now, joining us from New York City is Tremaine 6'7" Williams. He is a voting member and Governor Emeritus for the Recording Academy LA chapter. Tremaine, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So what's going on? This is amazing. What do you think is behind the big change?
Well, this was already just a strong year for Black music in general. A lot of great albums got released over the eligibility period. So starting from last October up until September of this year, it was a lot of great music released. So that helped a lot.
But do you think that it's a better year than normal? I mean, you know, as a layperson, I would say Black music, you know, has a history of being fantastic year after year.
No, I'm speaking more on a mainstream scale of like the impact, social impact that Jay-Z's album had. Childish Gambino, because of the Get Out movie, that kind of elevated in his awareness of the ATL series. It's just more overall social impact, I believe.
Yeah. I'm going to turn to our panel because we've got some comments for you from Greg Carr first.
Yeah, thank you, brother, and I'm glad you're participating. I mean, you know, 2016, Taylor Swift over Kendrick Lamar. 2017, Adele over Beyonce. How much of this is...
Wait, and didn't even Adele apologize
of course
to Beyonce
she did.
and say you deserved it?
Yeah. How much of this is the Grammys trying to remain relevant, and how much of this is Black folks like cats chasing a flashlight, still trying to retain our relevance to an organization that is just really about profit, man? How much of this is about either of those things?
Well, first of all, the organization is a nonprofit.
But the records are profit.
Oh, the records are, yeah. No, I think a lot of it, honestly, is 21,000 members. About 12,000 of us actually vote, and of that, I can't even say how many of us are actually Black, or just in the urban field. Period. So it's always we've constantly been trying to balance this thing out and get more participation from the Black community as far as voting and joining, because even after we get people to join, they don't vote. And I'm sure the online voting helped a lot this year, but people got to vote, man, at the end of the day.
That's so sad. I mean, I guess if we don't show up to elections for voting,
we're not going to show up.
Spencer.
So do you all mobilize one another in terms of encouraging folks to vote? Is there an orchestrated effort, not necessarily just a campaign, but to get folks who are members to vote, who are Black?
Absolutely. I was the chair of membership for the LA chapter for a year, and I was co-chair the year before that. And that was my main focus, was to go out into my community. I'm mainly gospel, R&B, pop, and I'm reaching out to my community to get those guys to vote and to understand and to explain how important it is. Like, you can't win if you don't even vote for yourself.
And how does that translate into dollars for the artists?
Everyone that gets nominated and everyone that wins definitely sees a boost. I can't give an exact percentage, but everyone in record sales, you absolutely see it every year. You make more money. So it benefits you to join, to vote, create awareness that your project is out there. There's a ton of projects that get submitted every year, and there's no way we can, I mean, we filter through the community as far as we have committees that filter through all this stuff, but the voting members themselves I know for the engineering category, there's 600 records submitted. The members have to shuffle through the 600 records to be able to pull the best 5. Like, it's a tough process.
We mentioned 3 artists who've been nominated, but can you tell us some other artists of color who deserve some recognition?
In the top 4 categories, in the big 4?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I have, like, you know, my personal favorites, the Jill Scotts, and Ledisi has been doing this for a long time, Layla Hathaway, even on the gospel side, the Mary Marys, all those kind of artists, that'd be great. But it's just they're big in our community and not just a huge overall thing. So it would be the gospel album of the year, and it wouldn't necessarily be the record of the year or album of the year.
Thank you so much for joining us. I'm sorry, Greg,
No,
we got to go. Thank you so much for joining us. I want to talk to the panel a little bit more about this. How much white support do you think we see for these artists? Like when I pick up my kids from school, I see white kids blasting Jay-Z and other black artists out of their parents' cars, and I'm wondering if you know how much of white support are we seeing?
No, they're listening for it, but the Grammys are trying. They're really voting for their relevance.
Yes.
Let's be clear. Frank Ocean and Drake said we're not even submitting our stuff anymore. We have to stop looking to them for validation. Jay-Z said that on MTV in 2002. Now he's back as this kind of, I guess, age kind of act. I guess he's getting 50 years old hip hop. They're trying to do payback because people will stop thinking they're relevant if they don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what you think is behind it,
Yeah,
not a
absolutely.
different type of consciousness.
Absolutely.
The year Taylor Swift or Adele beat Beyonce, every fan knew that was ludicrous. It was absolutely crazy. So moving to New York, nominating all of these artists, trying to draw people in to watch the shows and to support, and to Greg's point, relevance, because we were turning off.
Right.
Yeah, gotcha.
There's also a certain amount of rebellion among young folks, including young white folks. And so if you look at like Public Enemy's fan base back in the day, and even now there are folks who kind of relate to the rebellious political nature of Jay-Z's a message and or a Public Enemy. There is a market for consciousness.
I'm telling you, the Jay-Z cut with the Nina Simone.
Ballad of OJ.
Ballad of
But
OJ.
you give it to Pimp a Butterfly 2 years ago. You don't give it to this. Again.
I'm giving him his due.
That's a great album.
Weekdays on TV One.
I will never lie to you.
Oh my God.
Roland Martin.
He doesn't want to talk to us. He wants to ignore us.
Uncensored.
Hell no. That ain't gonna cut it, boo.
Unapologetic.
No, that is fundamentally false. You are wrong. He
Unfiltered.
wants an America where we all look alike. He ain't talking about black people.
Unrelenting.
You better go work out, because you got a fight on your hands.
NewsOne Now with Roland Martin. Weekdays at 7 a.m. on TV One.